Hey guys, SpunkyFL. Been a little while since I made my last video. It's actually been 8 days. Due to real life events, I haven't been able to make any videos lately. And also it's been raining and been fairly crappy weather. I'm going to make a video about tips that will save your life while you're riding. And the sun is really bright without my sun visor.
I need my sun visor. I need my sun visor. I need my sun visor.
These tips are going to be, I'm doing this video because over the last week, barring my real life issues that have been going on, there's been a crazy amount of deaths and wrecks recently involving even people that I know. And one of the guys is luckily still alive, but he broke his pelvis in like 2 sides and collapsed both lungs and everything. Anyways, bad deal. So the point of this video is going to be safety tips that will save your life while on a motorcycle. The biggest one is when you're riding, ride like no one can see you. If you ride with the impression that everyone is out to kill you, chances are that you'll be able to see an accident before it can happen. I mean, you're not going to be able to predict everything, obviously, and you know, sometimes circumstances are beyond your control. A lot of times you can see stuff before it actually, before a driver like swerves into your lane. I mean, there's signs that I'm going to point out to help you kind of keep an eye out on that stuff. The first one being is, I see this all the time. This is probably the most common, and it already happened like twice to me today, once on my way into work and once on my way back to work. That is going to be people making a sudden quick lane change right in front of you. My most recent one though was actually really bad yesterday when a truck came up to the side of me. I mean, I was going probably about 70 and he came up at, no less than 100, 110, slammed on his brakes because the car in this lane is right here. And I was about this far away from like where that car is to me. And this truck was right here and it swerved immediately over into my lane. I kid you not, the back part of his truck was maybe 2-3 inches from the front of my bike. And this is at 70 miles an hour. I slammed on my brakes, which obviously you can't slam too hard because it'll lock them up. Proceeded to space myself away from that guy. That is probably the most common thing I see, and a good way to spot that is going to be that one, if people are on cell phones, expect that they're going to immediately just make a sudden lane change without a blinker, without looking. I mean, that goes for every car, but normally if you see, like if I see that car up there, if I'm going to go around to the left and I see them move their head to the side like that, that pretty much indicates that they're going to do a lane change. So just be cautious if you're, going to go on whichever side that they looked to. And sometimes you can't tell. Sometimes they just, glance in the mirror and move a lane over. Another one is going to be coming up to stoplights. I know a lot of people that will go to a stoplight and they'll downshift, and I do this too. But when I'm coming up to a stoplight, even though I'm using the engine and engine braking to come mostly to a stop, I will press in my brake, either my rear or my front, and I'll press it enough to make sure that my brake tail light is on. And if there's a car that's been following me or tailgating me, I'll make sure to flash my brake lights. So hopefully they get the hint of, okay, hey, this dude's stopping. Another one, which I think statistically, this is the thing that kills motorcycle riders, is a car taking a left-hand turn in front of you. And this is extremely dangerous. So if I was going straight through this intersection and a car took a left, a lot of times people will misjudge motorcycle speed because one, it's only like one object moving towards you, especially at night. And with 2 things that are separated, you can better judge distance. So if you're on a motorcycle, you only have one light. They don't really know if you're traveling, 60 miles an hour or 80. And a lot of times I'll just pull out right in front of a bike when it's too late and the bike will T-bone the car. The sucky part is that even after all that happens, a lot of times it's pinned on the bike for speeding. And those are just some tips that hopefully will save some people at least some hassle, because more times than not, I've seen people go down or almost go down from a car that cut over into their lane and got ran into and ran off the road.
SpunkyFL.com